On August 5, Typhoon Lupit made landfall in Shantou, Guangdong Province, and made a second landfall in Fujian on the afternoon of the same day, resulting in strong winds and heavy rainfall, flooding parts of the city. The path of Lupit was like a replica of Typhoon Infa on July 25. It turned north as it was approaching Taiwan, avoiding Taiwan and making landfall on mainland China. Before Lupit made its first landfall in Shantou, heavy to torrential rains had occurred in the coastal areas. According to Chinese meteorological standard, a 24-hour rainfall of 50 millimeters or more is considered heavy rain. On the evening of August 4, in a southern district in Guangdong Province, the accumulated rainfall reached more than 50 millimeters in 3 hours, accompanied by local gusts of about 7, with a maximum accumulated rainfall of 109.6 millimeters.
那个人还站在车上，跑不了。
完了，动物公园门口，我们困住了，回不去了。你看公交车也停了，里面吓人了。
The maximum rainfall occurred in an area with a reservoir. However, officials did not say whether floodwater was discharged. People have filmed the rainstorm, showing that some streets in Shenzhen have turned into rivers in the evening of the 4th. Vehicles are flooded, people abandon their cars and flee. However, it is not known whether there are casualties. The tropical depression located off the coast of Guangdong Province became Typhoon Lupit in the morning of August 4. It was very close to Taiwan then. The Taiwan Meteorological Department continued to issue sea typhoon warnings. However, in the next 24 hours, Lupit made a U-turn and headed north, avoiding Taiwan. Taiwan canceled the offshore typhoon warning at 5:30 p.m. on August 5. At 11:20 in the morning on the 5th, Lupit made landfall in mainland China with a maximum wind force of 9 near the center, equivalent to a wind speed of 23 meters per second. It was the first typhoon to make landfall in Shantou, China in the past 7 years. At 5 p.m. that day, Lupit made landfall in another city with a maximum wind force of 8 near the center, equivalent to 18 meters per second. In a report on August 5, China's mainland weather network acknowledged that the path of Typhoon Lupit has been relatively rare since its creation. Lupit is expected to remain in China's southern coastal cities for a long time, with strong winds and rains expected in southern provinces in China. Before and after the landfall of Lupit, the affected cities have seen large trees uprooting and overturning a wind power construction platform in the sea. Official sources said 4 people are still missing from the incident. According to China's meteorological department, within 24 hours on August 5, the wind reached 8 to 9 with gusts of 10 to 11 in the sea in areas near the center of Lupit. There was heavy rainfall in local areas, with rainfall of 250 to 450 millimeters. Affected by Typhoon Lupit, the relevant areas of the mainland had suspended classes and work, some trains and flights grounded, and 33,000 people were transferred.
我原本是早上9点钟的动车去江西省，因为这次台风，让我的计划推迟到了1点半。
A number of cities in Fujian province experienced flooding with rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters in 9 hours. Xiamen City is expected to receive cumulative rainfall of 180 to 250 millimeters in the next 3 days, some parts exceeding 300 millimeters. 2 reservoirs had to discharge the floodwater on August 4 and 5 respectively. Last month, Typhoon Infa exhibited the same pattern. Infa was upgraded to a tropical storm on July 18, then gradually approached Taiwan. It was expected to land in northeastern Taiwan, but around July 23, Infa shifted its path sharply northward away from Taiwan and accelerated towards the mainland, landing on China on the 25th and lingering for a long time, making a second landfall on July 26. Heavy rainfall continued to fall in several cities along China's southeast coastal region. On August 3, after 8 p.m., 177 townships received an average rainfall exceeding 50 millimeters, and 30 of them exceeded 100 millimeters within 24 hours. During the rainy season in mainland China in August 2020, overseas Chinese media observed that before the end of August, all 8 typhoons that were generated in 2020 happened to pass through Taiwan waters, and they all bypassed Taiwan. None of them followed the previous pattern of cutting through Taiwan. The 8 typhoons in 2020 are, in order, Wasp, Parrot, Senlaku, Hagupit, Jiangmi, Mikra, Higos, and Bavi. According to statistics, in 2019, 29 typhoons were generated in the western Pacific Ocean, many of which passed by Taiwan, and only one typhoon, Bailu, actually hit Taiwan. 30 typhoons were generated in 2018, and only Kimi made landfall in Taiwan, while the others either passed by or turned north. Some netizens have asked meteorologists, typhoons do not enter Taiwan. Does Taiwan have a protective shield? Taiwan Central Weather Bureau director said that the typhoon did not come directly towards Taiwan, which can only be characterized as primarily coincidental. The answer is probably not convincing to all those who ask the question.